It may be surprising to know to quite a lot of you that Kung Lao is actually a pretty great warrior. However, due to many requests, um, we have to also scale him to somebody similar to that category, Black Widow. How she would fare against Kung Lao, and we will have to go over different timelines and different scenarios to where Black Widow could possibly win or Kung Lao could possibly win. Now we can run over the MK9 to MK11 timeline, and then we'll run over the MCU and the comics, and then we'll go to alternate versions. Hey guys, my name is Walker Productions. Well, welcome back to Walker Productions. My name is Michael Lance, and today we are doing Kung Lao versus Black Widow. And this debate has been requested by uh, Gaming with J Dog Hope. I hope I remembered that correctly. But getting into it, Kung Lao is a quite capable fighter. He fights for Earthrealm in the Mortal Kombat universe. He's the second best, only being topped by Liu Kang and a couple other fighters. He is a great fighter, and he's almost like a toned down Johnny Cage, somewhat in personality. However, we also have to look at the fact that as great as he is, he also proved an amazing feat in MK9 to MK11, where he beat Shang Tsung and Quan Chi together. Both are very powerful sorcerers, one of which can suck souls, like my ex-wife, out of your body, and Quan Chi, who can summon nether demons and all things like that. Supposing that they were all going at full power, Kung Lao managed to defeat all of them together at the same time, which puts him at a really great level of power, which is arguably high even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe standards. Speaking of Marvel Cinematic Universe, let's talk about Black Widow in the MCU. She's had no real major fights other than the ones in her movies. Uh, well, in her movie, not movies, and otherwise she's fought against gods, aliens, uh, I think a I think a demon or two, and she's been a really influential member of Shield and the Avengers, and overall, is a really big assassin in the world of Marvel Comics, being able to keep up with the likes of Bucky Barnes, Iron Man, Captain America, and even going against Black Panther and other people like that. Mostly ground based heroes and villains. Now, do I think the MCU Black Widow could defeat Kung Lao in the MK9 to MK11 timeline? No. No way. Because she's just far too weak. The MCU is grounded in reality. And in that way, yeah, Mortal Kombat is grounded in reality, but in MK9, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi were still supremely powerful. Even in their other versions in the future games, where they supposedly get more powerful, they are still at a level of power that would be interesting to be introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Someone like Thor might even have trouble facing them. Continuing on, Black Widow, Black Widow couldn't beat him by the feat alone that usually in the MCU she either doesn't get a chance to kill or she's just too weak to kill him. I would argue she's too weak to kill him in this case. Kung Lao's just got far too much under his belt. Plus, in the Mortal Kombat games, even if you go to like normal matches or the storyline, he kills people left and right with that hat of his. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind killing another assassin, which by the way, Kung Lao goes up against all the time. The Lin Kuei, the Shirai Ryu, and a bunch of other clans. Like, no, he's good. Now if we want to nitpick, we can go to the comics version of her, who is arguably more powerful, and she even has like a toned down super soldier serum. Do I think that version of Black Widow could defeat him? Absolutely. But it would be a tough fight and it'd be very close at that. It would ultimately come down to who would get the most fatal blow first. If we use someone like Black Widow from the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is still better than Avengers Assemble, that freaking garbage. Earth's Mightiest Heroes is amazing. And that Black Widow is interesting, and she manages to survive and do a lot in that continuity. But she still wouldn't be a match for Kung Lao. But the comic book version of her, definitely. Now, let's run over some hypotheticals. Let's go over Kung Lao when in his ending, where he becomes the defender of time and the undefeated master of the Shaolin monks. Okay, that is a great title to uphold and hard to scale. But let's say we put in some measure of he's around Kronika's power. Well, if we did that, it would be interesting, but we would also have to give Black Widow a boost of some kind. So this is where we could have Black Widow pick up the hammer of Thor and go against Kung Lao. Then, do I think that would be enough? No. Give her like a couple adjustments from the Avengers, like say a super soldier serum, maybe a little bit of Iron Man's armor, uh, maybe a little bit of gamma rays, and she would make a good fighter. But even with all those abilities, I don't think she could beat Time Lord Kung Lao. Ultimately, like, she is one tough fighter, and I would love to see the fight go down. But Kung Lao just outclasses her in speed and strength and magic and just lethality. But that's just been today's video. Also, I'm sorry about the lack of content lately. I've been so tied up with a lot of things, and it was Thanksgiving and everything like that. I've been running, I've been going, I've been cooking. So yeah, uh, I'm sorry about the lack of content. I promise today I'm gonna upload a lot. I had to push back into days. It's just I can't do it today. Anyways, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you're new, or if you have an opinion to share, a debate you want me to do, or what if. And just have a wonderful week and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Peace.